Next, we have Debbie. Debbie Eisenberg Merion has loved writing since 3rd grade when she typed her first collection of poems on a manual Smith Corona typewriter. With a BA and MSW from the U of M, she began her professional career in 1980 as an award-winning technical writer and a technical writing English instructor at Washtenaw Community College. Debbie is currently an essayist, award-winning journalist, writing coach, and educator. Her 100-plus published essays and articles were written for business clients and local publications. The next issue of the Ann Arbor Observer will feature her profile of cyclist and artist Tom Bartlett. On July 19th, she'll teach her popular Rec and Ed class on publishing. Write locally, get read globally. As the owner of Essay Coaching since 2005, she coaches students and adults on writing projects large and small, and has helped thousands of students find their voice and write winning college application essays. Her most recent book is Solving the College Admission Puzzle. Debbie has been a Toastmaster for over 2 years, is our current VP of Membership, and our President-elect. Debbie, can you please tell us what makes a speech compelling and memorable?
I don't know, Annie. I mean, really, who cares? Who cares? Who cares about what you say? That's the point, is that we hope that people will care about what we say. I'm going to give you 3 ways that people can listen to you and stay involved, feel as though it's a compelling speech. First of all, I'm going to talk about your passion. Secondly, I'm going to talk about using sensory details. And third, I'll get to that. You can just wait. We'll get to that. Well, first of all, let me talk about passion. What I say usually is if you don't care about what you're talking about, how is anybody else going to care about what you're talking about? So let me give you an example. My first speech, from what we call our icebreaker, is always our first speech. My first speech was about my 6-word memoir, which is things I need: pen, paper, flashlight. Well, obviously because it was a 6-word memoir, which is a great thing because it takes about 5 minutes to write one and you feel like you've done so much, it was really rewarding for me. I felt a lot of passion about it. But the other thing that was really interesting is that if you really care about your speech, you can practice it obsessively, over and over and over again, which is one thing you really need to do in order to be a good speaker. Also, if you really care about your speech, you can just gesticulate as much as you can. And sometimes gesticulations can really help bring attention and get people to realize that you're saying something and they should be paying attention. But don't worry about passion, because you can find passion in the smallest thing. It could be a book, it could be an idea, it could be something this week and next week you don't care about it. So it just has to be something you care about. That's the first thing, passion. Now the second thing, sensory details. Sensory details are how something feels, how it smells, how it is to touch. Imagine for a minute that right here in front of me on this table, I have about 4 dozen fresh-baked chocolate chip cookies that just came out of the oven. The bottom is kind of crispy. The chocolate chips are kind of melted. You can try one. There's some that are actually just don't even feel quite baked, and I think they're probably going to melt in your mouth. I can tell everybody's with me because we have all had chocolate chip cookies, and we're probably thinking back in our minds, that sounds like my grandma's cookies, or that sounds like me, or I'm really hungry, I hope it's over soon. So that's what happens when you speak, is people fill in the details from their own experience. So if you use sensory details, it helps them to fill it in. Just like when you're in a movie theater and sometimes the movie stops, like maybe the projector breaks, you're suddenly stuck. You're confused because you're actually in the movie in your brain. So that's why sensory details can be so helpful. Third, what is the point that I said, well, we're going to come and get to that in a minute. The third point I want to make is to keep something for the end. Keep a reason that people are going to listen to the end. Maybe you have a fact that you've alluded to in the beginning of the speech that you're going to bring up at the end of the speech. Maybe you've posed a question at the beginning that you're going to answer at the end. I'll give you an example from my experience. I delivered a speech about how to get out of a speeding ticket. It was pretty popular because everybody wants to know how to get out of a speeding ticket, but I began with an anecdote about something that really happened to me. It was years ago when my speedometer was broken, and I had gotten so many speeding tickets that if I had one more, I was going to lose my license. Well, this day I got stopped, the red lights were on, the policeman said, "Come into my car," and that is when I stopped my talk and went on to give some more facts about how to get out of speeding tickets and left people hanging, wondering, did she get out of it? What happened? At the end, I came back to that anecdote and gave the ending being that what happened, and this is totally true, was that this particular day with this particular policeman, he said, "I have just got an emergency call. You've got to get out of my car. I can't write you a ticket. I don't have the time. This is your lucky day. Goodbye." So that was how my story ended, but also that's how my little speech here is going to end, in that there are 3 ways that you can keep people compelled in listening to you. Have passion, use sensory details, and try and keep something for the end.